All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt.
Are you serious, Coach?
That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Rick Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America, 865-200, that is 200-5503 is our telephone number here to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. And Swain Event TV is driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Benjamin, got a little adversity for the first time this football season, but how are you doing, individual?
I am doing wonderful. We get NFL football tonight, Eagles and Falcons, so I'm excited about that. But the injury bug has struck. Well, I don't know if you'd say it's the injury bug per se, because usually that indicates that it's been multiple people, but it's the first major injury under Jeremy Pruitt. So not fun yesterday.
It is football. Brandon Kennedy, grad transfer from Alabama, starting center, is going to be out for the season with a torn ACL. There were conversations, little rumblings about a starter being hurt in practice, and it is Brandon Kennedy, unfortunately. Now you move Ryan Johnson in at center. You move Jerome Carvin. You have him at guard, where he was playing a little bit before and did a pretty good job when he went in his first collegiate game. And you roll. You roll. This is football. Injuries happen. What you don't want is obviously what happened over the last 2 or 3 years, and that is 10 to 15 first team or second team players being injured and out and missing games. But this is a dangerous game. This is a game that puts a lot of wear and tear on your body. That is why you have a lot of players who have played this game at a high level for a long time. Their bodies are never the same. They have battle wounds. They have torn ligaments. They have sore ankles and shoulders. And have you ever watched Boogie McFarland talk and you see his fingers I mean, his fingers is
they're ugly.
Yeah, all 5 fingers are going in different directions when he's holding his fingers out straight, his hand out straight. And that is because you play with your hand in the trenches. And you do that for 10, 15 years at a high level, you're going to dislocate some fingers. You're going to break some fingers. And that's just battle wounds. I have battle wounds. A lot of guys who played this game for a long amount of time, they have battle wounds. This game is physical. This game is taxing on your body. You know what you sign up for when it comes to the beating your body's going to take. We have seen with new information available, football players are now thinking about their long-term health because of CTE, but we know about the dangers of maybe breaking your leg or tearing your knee up or, getting hit in your chest, things like that. So this is one injury. It's going to be probably more because it is football. You have 11 guys running into 11 guys for 3 months. It's going to happen. And that's just the games. You still got to go practice. You still got to go practice to play the games. So it's a big blow. I know West Virginia had a big blow during the game. They had a linebacker tear his ACL and was out for the game, and now he's going to be out for the season. I don't subscribe to the woe is me, oh my gosh, this is bad luck again, and this is curse. I just don't subscribe to that. I'm sorry. I think you create your own luck by your preparation and the things that you do to put yourself in position to win and be successful. If you're not doing the right things, you're gonna have bad luck. I think if you are doing the right things and doing things the right way, guess what? You're gonna have good luck, I guess. But this whole, oh my gosh, we're cursed, and oh my gosh, it's bad luck. Sorry, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do all that. That's just not me.
I just feel bad for Brandon Kennedy. It looks like he is as injury prone as it gets, unfortunately, because looking at Alabama, he received a medical red shirt because of a foot injury, I believe, and then he had already redshirted once, a regular red shirt at Alabama because of another injury that cost him a season. So this is his 3rd year lost to injury. I feel bad for the kid. I mean, he transferred to Tennessee, obviously, to receive playing time because he wasn't going to play at Alabama. And he had a rough first quarter, but he was pretty solid in the second, third, and fourth kind of as the game went on. And now his season has been taken away from him after kind of everything he went through in terms of the whole grad transfer debacle and Nick Saban kind of standing in the way a little bit and just that whole drama that lasted for several months during the spring and summer. So I feel bad for the kid in this situation more than I do the team.
Oh, man. You funny, dude.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? You
funny.
How?
Because you calling him a kid.
He's a grown man. He's a grown man. I think he's probably the same age as I am, so that is kind of funny.
That's why I'm laughing, because we used to call on our football players, we used to just call them kids. It's kind of a habit, but I think it's funny. I do feel bad for him because mentally you can want to do everything you can to be successful. You can love this game, and sometimes the game just doesn't love you back. The game doesn't feel about you the way you feel about the game. And I can identify. You prepare so much. You put so much into the game of football physically, emotionally, mentally, but your body is telling you no. And it's so frustrating. And that's why I think athletes find themselves becoming depressed, is because you try so hard, you put so much into it, and then you get injured or things don't go your way, and it stinks. It hurts.
For the record, I am a year and 2 months older than Brandon Kennedy.
Oh. So basically, when you were born, you waited a year, then you were like, oh, look, Brandon Kennedy's born. Look at that kid.
Look at that kid.
Look at that kid over there, man.
Yeah, me at 14 months old.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that Brandon Kennedy kid over there.
Look at that kid, man. He's just a kid. I'm 14 months old. Kids these days. Oh,
Kids.
man. Let me school you. Back in my day, 14 months ago, we didn't cry when we were born. Back in my day.
We had to crawl all around the house. My parents didn't lift me up and carry me around.
Back in my day, you had to deliver yourself. You didn't have a doctor to deliver you. You just popped on out and just walked yourself just to the bed. You covered yourself up 14 months ago. Back in my day.
Back in my day, I used to crawl for my bottle. Nobody brought me my milk bottle. I had to go get my own.
Ben calling Brandon Kennedy a kid. Hilarious.
Well, I'm still a kid. He's still a kid, so.
Oh, well, that's a good point. That's a good point right there. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. I think we can tend to be really selfish as a fan. We think about our feelings and how it affects us. I think what fantasy football, that's really been the case for a lot of people, is the dehumanization of players. I mean, you look at them as assets, you look at them as property, and when a player gets hurt, first thing someone thinks about is, oh my gosh, I just lost this player off my fantasy team. He's hurt. But you don't think about the person he's a human being at the end of the day. He just tore up his knee. He just tore up his shoulder. He has a concussion. He's hurt. Folks don't think about that first. And I think because of fantasy football, people forget that these football players are human at the beginning of the day. And Brandon Kennedy is a human. And the first thought for a lot of people was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? He was starting center. Man, my feelings, me. My team's not going to win. So that's going to affect how I feel and my happiness and my joy and my ability to talk trash to, if we lose games and stuff like that. Me. But stop and think about Brandon sitting behind another player at Alabama, going through injuries, feeling like he had a fresh start here in Knoxville, now being one of the leaders as far as experience. People look to him because he was part of successful teams. So now he goes from low man on the totem pole to, hey, man, I'm kind of the guy. People come to me for wisdom, and people come to me for encouragement, and people come to me for knowledge, and I'm the guy kind of here. Yeah, I'm new, but man, I come in, I got all this respect because I'm the tallest short person. Whereas Alabama, you just a dude, man. But you come here, you have these championship rings, and you have this experience, and hey Brandon, man, what's it like to play a national championship? And he's sitting around the table telling stories at the lunch table, and everybody's sitting around him with their mouths open, like, oh, wow, wait. Wow, that is what it's like to play for a championship program and be coached? Wow. Unreal, Brandon. Tell us more. It's like a kids being told a nighttime story before they go to bed. Mommy, Daddy, read me a story about the three little bears before I go to sleep. All those Tennessee players are around listening to Brandon Kennedy tell them stories about playing in meaningful games and being coached up and winning championships. So he goes from that position to getting hurt again. So my first thought was about him. I'm not going to lie. First thought was about him. And then I thought about how the next guy has an opportunity to make a name for himself. And then I thought about, oh, my gosh, now the coaches don't have another player on the offensive line, and it may affect offensive line play. It may affect it. Who knows?
I don't think it may affect it. I think it will affect it. Right off the bat, at least. We can talk about it a little bit more in depth.
Who knows? No one knows. No one knows.
But I don't think it's unfair to make that assumption based off of
but you said
the play in the West Virginia game.
But you said think. That's thinking is not knowing. So we can think that it's going to make an impact, but we don't know. Ryan Johnson and Carvin may play better together. The five may play better together. Is Brandon Kennedy the best center? Yeah, he wouldn't be starting if they didn't think he was the best center, but it's not about who's the best center or who's the best guard. It's the five best players that make the best offensive line, the best combination. We saw it in the first game. If you don't have communication, if you're not playing in sync, it don't matter what happens at tackle. It doesn't matter what happened at opposite guard. You got to have guys doing their job and playing together. You have to be in sync. 5 players working as one, and that's hard to do. So, yeah, Brandon Kennedy, good player, probably the best center. But will this projected 5 that we're hearing about, are they going to play better than the 5 that played against West Virginia? And again, we don't know. We can make assumptions, but we don't know because the game has not been played yet. They have not been battle tested yet with the new starting 5. Let's get to the phones, and let's get to Chris, who is calling in from Georgia this morning. Chris, good morning.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I got 2 quick points. One, I don't know what his injury was. I don't know. I mean, from it being out a year, it sounds probably like an ACL. They said it was a likely non-contact knee injury, but
it's ACL.
Okay, but I mean, really, when he was at Alabama and Nick Saban was pulling all his crap, I doubt Nick Saban was letting him get in the gym and work out and keep his body strong. So I mean, that's what 3. How long was it that he announced? Like 2-3 months before, in between he announced that his intention to transfer and before the SEC finally stepped in, and that's a few months of gym time that he's losing. That I'm not saying it had any effect on his knee, but it could have. It could have kept him stronger. It could have had him more ready to play, and I think that's something that needs to be addressed when these guys, especially grad transfers, are getting ready to transfer, and these coaches are holding them up and they're not letting them work out. The opposite with Keller Chris, David Shaw had his back and was probably letting him work out while he was finishing up classes, to get to Tennessee. And then my other point is, I saw this on Twitter late yesterday afternoon. If these kids get hurt, it's bad enough to talk trash. A Tennessee fan talk trash about a kid getting hurt on another team, but there were people talking trash about Brandon Kennedy getting hurt, and he's on our team, and they're like, "Good, he got blown up in the West Virginia game," and then his people in his family saw it, and we don't need that. And I don't know if that person's listening, if they're a fan of your show or anything, but if they are, and anybody else this idea crosses their mind, I just want them to know that you'll get blasted on Twitter until you either private your Twitter or you'll delete it if fans see that stuff. So I just, want to let all the fans know to cut that out. But that's all I got to say, man. Love listening to your show, and I'll continue listening. Thanks, man.
Chris, you're exactly right. I'm not going to get huffy and puffy on here about people behind a keyboard and doing those things. But it is unfortunate. It is pretty sad that someone will say something behind a keyboard, but if you saw that person in their face, you wouldn't say it. See, before I push send, I ask myself, will I say this to a person's face? And if I say yeah, I'm pushing send. Every time I send something out, if it's to somebody, would I say this to someone's face? If that answer is yes, then let it go. But the coward in people knowing that they will not say the same thing in a person's face, but they're going to send it on the internet, I think it's pretty despicable. At the end of the day, this is a human being. And I think social media sometimes makes people forget that. I mean, you look at a horrific story that you saw pop up on your timeline, and sometimes people just don't even stop to think like, man, this could happen to my family, or wow, this could happen to me, because you see it so much on social media, and so you become numb. Social media sometimes make you numb to like emotions and feelings, and this dude's a human being. So every fan base has idiots. We're no different. I just hope that Brandon and his family understands that 1% or 0.2% of the idiots in our fan base does not represent everyone else. Simple as that. Hour one, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Swain event. Be right back.
Hour one of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
When you or a loved one is injured in an accident, there are a lot of questions. There are medical bills, lost work time, damages. What will you do? You'll need someone who will have your back. Call former Marine Marcos Garza, 865-540-8300. The Garza Law Firm will be with you every step of the way. Put this number in your phone right now, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com.
Better Mattress is having their biggest sale of the year. Shop the Labor Day sales event to get a free adjustable base with select mattress set purchases while supplies last. That's a $1,200 value. Save that cash for your tailgates. Since I started sleeping on my Better Mattress with an adjustable base, I have way less neck pain and back pain. It's life-changing. On an adjustable base, with the touch of a button, you can adjust your sleep position without disturbing your partner. It's awesome. A truly customized sleep experience is waiting for you at Better Mattress. Get a free adjustable base during the Better Mattress Labor Day sale. Plus, everyone who shops at Better Mattress during September has a chance to get their purchase refunded back to them in full. It's a deal you won't believe. Ask in store for details. You don't want to miss this. And even better all football season long, when our team wins, someone will get a free queen-size mattress. No purchase necessary. Visit Better Mattress to enter for your chance to win. The winner gets to choose from 3 different mattresses valued at $1,000, and you could get it for free. Go see my friends at Better Mattress during the Labor Day sales event for a handcrafted, made in the USA Better Mattress. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man?
(865-200-5503) B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Today's lunch special. I've been waiting for it all week. I've been waiting for it. The Bernie Mac skillet. Oh my goodness. The pimento mac and cheese with barbecue smoked burnt ends on top. With a little spoonful of chow chow also topped with a little sweet, spicy sauce over the top of the burnt ends. The Bernie Mac skillet is the real deal. Can't wait. And since I won the bet with Chris Lowe from the game, then my lunch is being paid for by me, because technically I lost the bet because I picked Tennessee to beat West Virginia and he picked West Virginia to beat Tennessee. So we put some data in on it. I lost the bet, so what? Whatever.
I think I still won. An interesting question would be, how many times has Tennessee burned you as in fans and people listening, in a bet?
Oh,
over the last 10 years.
I don't know, man. Probably. I think I've been more right than wrong when it's close. Like if the matchups are really close. Outside, I picked Tennessee. Now last year against Georgia, I picked Georgia. I mean, I knew what was going on inside this program, and I knew that it would be a problem. It would be ugly. Because I was talking to DJ Shockley during the week, and he was like, I don't know, man. We got this, and y'all got that, and we got this, but y'all got that. DJ, don't worry, man. This is an L. Y'all got this. We got too many problems going on. I mean, that was the fight. Someone got hit and the eye swole, got swolled up a little bit there.
Fell in the helmet.
Yeah, and it was too many problems. I was like, yeah, y'all got this. So, yeah, I picked Georgia in that game. I didn't think it would be that ugly, but I don't mind being wrong. I mean, I felt like that Tennessee had a lot of advantages going into the game, but they did not play to those advantages. And I said that last week and the last 2 weeks. If Tennessee does not play to their advantages and they allow West Virginia to play to theirs, it can get ugly. He can torch you, and that's kind of what he did. I like how some folks get mad at the folks who actually put in the work to look at these matchups and watch the film and go to practice, things like that. It just didn't translate to the game field from the practice field. It just didn't. Hey, Kirk Herbstreit picked Tennessee too. He did. Now, here is a potential, I won't say a problem. I honestly expected this. I didn't think that it would happen or maybe happen during the season. But when Jordan Pruitt came to Tennessee, you expected him to come in and be hard-nosed and kind of shock the culture a little bit, and that would cause some guys to leave. Well, not a lot of that happened during the spring. A lot of guys stayed. And I know there's a few players on the team that feel like they should have played more in the first game. And they didn't. And they may be thinking about pulling a Trey Coleman. Where are we as a society? I mean, if NCAA has a loophole or it's an advantage for the players to leave midseason and they won't lose a year, they can go somewhere else and have an extra year, I guess I get it. I'm torn because I'm always on the side of the student athlete, them having more benefits, things like that, because I used to be one, so I understand what it's like. But at the same time, how do you quit something in the middle of it? Like, how do you do that? It's one game. How do you really think about not playing for this team anymore if you're having those thoughts? Now, if you have played here 3 years and you have not played, I get it. You're not going to play. If you didn't play the first game after not playing 2-3 years here for the previous staff, the chances are slim. They are. You want to play. You should never feel like you have to be handcuffed and to a rail and you can't move. You can't go play. You got to go play. You got to go play where you can. But there's some guys who are like second string who, with a good week of practice, you're playing next week or week before, week after that, or the week after that. With a good week of practice, you're playing. You ever seen the graphic where it has two miners and they're plowing through the dirt, and the top graphic is the miner who the diamonds is like right there, and it shows him turning around. So he has a pick in his hand. The diamonds is literally inches away, but he can't see it. All he sees is dirt. But if he just pick for 5 more minutes, boom, there's the diamonds. But he's turning around. And then the bottom picture, there's a picture of the miner, and he's picking away, and the diamonds are in the same location. But he's willing to go a little bit further. Trust the process just a little bit more. Have faith just a little bit more. And those last 6 inches that the miner who turned around not willing to go, this miner will, and he's going to get those diamonds. My point is, some of these guys are like really, really close. Like, you're right there. You are right there. Josh Dobbs was in the same position. The dude was sitting there in practice, and yeah, he didn't have the best practice out of the 3 quarterbacks. I watched the practice. People can sit there and say, well, Dobbs should have been started the whole time. Based on practice, Dobbs was not the best quarterback. Dobbs was like the 3rd best quarterback based on practice performance. But Jeremy Pruitt said this yesterday. Rare situations where you have guys who just are better in the games than they are in practice. Not much. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Josh Dobbs is that exception. He's that exception. But Dobbs didn't turn around when he was right there. Last week, he sure didn't do it when he was playing for Pittsburgh, and now he's the 2nd quarterback. He's back up to being Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame quarterback. Josh Dobbs could have turned around when he was right there. He could have. He could have done it at Tennessee. Some of these guys are really close. And don't turn around right now. Just trust the process. Earn it in practice. And then when you get your opportunity, go make plays. Don't think. Just go do it. Go fast as you can. Full speed. If you mess up, at least you're messing up full speed. And who knows? It may be your breakout. What do you have to lose? Playing time? You wasn't playing before. But when you get your chance, man, go out there and just go. Just go. Full speed. All right, let's get to Charles. Charles, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Swain?
What's up, Charles?
Hey, man, I've been hollering at you on social media, man. I ain't heard nothing back from you.
You ain't hollered at me. I ain't get a DM.
Yes,
where's my DM?
I had to shoot you something else.
Okay.
That's not what I called for, Swain.
Okay. Now, I ain't get DM now.
I know you did.
Okay.
Swain, I want to talk about Ramon Foster real quick.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. Now, I'm going to get right to this, Swain. Look here. I don't know if he listens to your show or not, but Ramon Foster don't need to be talking about another black man's money, period. He needs to stay on code or get on code and stay off of black man's pockets. We got enough people in black men's pockets as it is. So if he's listening, he needs to get on code. That's all I got to say. You guys have a great show.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you so much. That is tough. And if you are not aware, Le'Veon Bell, your boy,
He ain't my boy.
Yeah, he is. He's on your team.
He's on my team. He ain't my boy.
He's your boy.
Ramon Foster, Marquise Pouncey, they're my boys.
Well,
Alejandro Villanueva is my boy.
Here's the thing, man. Le'Veon Bell's one of the best backs in the league. Le'Veon Bell just saw Todd Gurley get paid and broke off.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wondering why he can't get that same commitment. Le'Veon is more valuable to the Steelers than maybe Todd Gurley has been in the last 5 years. Maybe. Le'Veon is holding out. They play this week. Like, this is the first game of the season. It's time to go. It's regular season. And he's talking about not playing, not showing up. And the guys who block for you, they had to find out in the media. I'm not a big fan of counting another man's money. And that's kind of what is going on, because Ramon and Pouncey came out and they were very critical of Bell. I get it. From a football team standpoint, I get it. But the NFL's a business. And you understand more than anybody that you have a short window to capitalize on making as much money as you can. So that way it can take care of you for the rest of your life and your family's life. You have a small window. You got to maximize that opportunity. I feel what Ramon and Pouncey's saying. I get it. From a team captain perspective, I get it. I just don't like counting another man's money. I'm with Charles on it. I'm with Charles on that. Now, the whole skin color thing, for me, it ain't even about that. It's about the fact that you count another man's money, period. I'm not a big fan. And I love Ramon. That's my guy. That is my guy. No one loves Tennessee and represents Tennessee more than Ramon Foster in the NFL. The dude is a VFL. I'm just not a big fan of the decision. That's all. I feel him, though, being upset with Le'Veon Bell not showing up. I do get that. Swain event. Be right back.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
Gentlemen, get back in the game. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over 40 may have low testosterone? Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. Do you know your numbers? Well, I know my numbers. Low T Center made it quick and easy. I walked in, I took a simple blood test, and I knew my result in about 20 minutes. Their service is even covered by most health insurance. So give them a call, 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388. 1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's. or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
All right, let's take a look around the SEC, and we do that with the help of 42nd Street Design, branding, custom website design, logo design, and print design. That is what 42nd Street specializes in. Go to their website at 42sd.com. Call Mike, fill out their website form for more information. Mike's telephone number is 865-282-7007. That is 865-382-7007. Custom website design, custom marketing plan put together for you so you can be successful in your business or whatever that you do. They understand that the business relationship is very, very important, and they want a chance to earn your business. And go to their website, give them a call. Don't use those cookie cutter website designs. Use a custom website design, and 42nd Street can help you do that. Ben, where are we going in the SEC today?
We're going over to Nashville because honestly the biggest news in the SEC right now is Brandon Kennedy and him missing the rest of the season. Other than the LSU linebacker that's out for the year, there really hasn't been a lot of quote-unquote news or storylines in the SEC this week. But against Middle Tennessee State this past Saturday, Vanderbilt drew the smallest home opening crowd since at least the stadium was last renovated in 1981. The announced attendance was 25,348 people, and the game was delayed 21 minutes due to inclement weather, but the attendance was slightly lower than Vanderbilt's home opener last season, a 42-0 win over the hometown Alabama A&M Bulldogs. That drew 25,000. So,
ooh,
yeah. So rough. My question to you, and just your short synopsis of it. Obviously, the fans and the administration are in the midst of kind of going back and forth on whether they should build Vanderbilt a new stadium. So, in your opinion, as a fan, what is the better method to go about kind of proving that you deserve a better stadium? Is it to not show up and kind of be, hey, we're not showing up until we get a new stadium? Or is it, let's pack the entire stadium and prove that we can fill a stadium?
Wow. You remember last year there was a group that felt like you need to empty Neyland to show the big money boosters that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you want to prove your point. And that's a way that you do get the attention of a business, is you boycott them, you don't do business with them, and that gets their attention. And I understand the fans feeling that way. I really do. But at the end of the day, who are you hurting? You're hurting the players. That can be used. It can be weaponized against you in recruiting. They can. I get wanting to do that. I really do. Now, putting myself in the shoes of a Vanderbilt fan, and all jokes aside, we joke about Vanderbilt. We have a good time. But the reality is, in the last decade, last 6-7 years, what they've been able to do is been pretty impressive with James Franklin and the restrictions they have as a university and the restrictions they have to be able to recruit. They've used their academics as an advantage, and they've been able to sell that to be able to get players that Tennessee has wanted. It hasn't been a ton, but there's been some times where players have picked Vanderbilt over Tennessee. And so I got to give them credit. They have have done more with less. They really have. Look at that fan base. I mean, not really existent.
A lot to be desired.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the disadvantages they have, and they've went out and competed for bowl games and beat teams like Georgia. They beat us a couple times. And so I think the football program deserves more. And they have to decide, the leadership, they have to decide, like, how serious you want to be about football. Because Georgia, they showed that they are serious. Letting Mark Richt go, bringing in Kirby Smart, and surrounding Kirby Smart with enough resources to be successful. They've proven that they're serious. Texas A&M has proven that they're serious. I'm waiting on us to prove that we are serious as those programs. I don't think I've seen it up to their standard yet. It seems like we are making strides in that direction. Now with Coach Fulmer as AD, but I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and tell you that, man, we have a commitment just like Georgia. Look at. No, it's not the same right now. Like, we got to prove by our actions that we are serious about winning at this level, like Texas A&M, like Georgia. Vanderbilt have to prove that they're serious, and they're not. So if I'm a fan, I don't think I go. I don't think I go, and I hate that because it affects those players. But you wasn't going anyways.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like Neyland where people were going and you still up over the 90,000 mark in attendance and you know, revenue's not high. Like you wasn't going in the first place.
Yeah.
And so put that burden on the president. Put that burden on whoever's in charge, and allow them to have to speak for, okay, why was the program under the first year or so under Derek Mason and the time when James Franklin was here, why was it more talked about? You have people here. What has happened? Well, coaches haven't changed. Players haven't changed that much. Oh, it's been your commitment. It's been your commitment to be serious about football. So I feel bad for those, those players. I know Patrick Ashford is over there now as a GA. Like I feel bad that they don't have a commitment to compete from their administration. And that's why I said, I've been saying this for years on this program is, leadership is what it's about. It starts at the top. Go look at the Steelers, go look at the Patriots, go look at the Warriors, go look at successful teams, organizations.
All about the people.
Look at the top. It starts at the top. And if you don't have it right at the top, sorry, it don't matter what you do below. It doesn't matter what coach you get, what players you get. You'll always come up short and fail to reap your true potential. Attaboy is coming up next. I've never been more excited about this segment because it highlights a current player, someone attached to our university that I think should be getting some national recognition, and we'll tell you about that coming up next.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
There is a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, mostly this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high of 89 and a low of 70. The chance of rain drops to 10% tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 89 and a low of 71. Saturday, a 30% chance of precipitation with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958,
That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
If you've ever had surgery, you may have experienced sticker shock when you received all of your bills. There's one for the surgeon, one for the facilities, one for anesthesia. The list goes on, and it can be totally overwhelming. Thankfully, Premier Surgical Associates offers a different way. Premier offers packages for laparoscopic gallbladder and select hernia procedures performed at the Premier Surgery Center on Paper Mill Drive. It's one price, one bill, and you know the total cost up front. It's exceptional care at an affordable price. Visit PremierSurgeryPackages.com right now to find out more about all of the excellent services that they offer. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Attaboy is brought to you by Premier Surgical and PremierSurgical.com here on the Swain event. Do not suffer from sticker shock. That is what happens when you get a treatment, you get a service, and you get a bill in the mail, and you are just completely blown away because you didn't know that it would be this much. And then you get like several different small bills here and there, and they add up, and you're overwhelmed. Well, you don't have to worry about that with Premier Surgical because it's one price, one bill, and you know the total cost up front. Exceptional care at a very, very affordable price. Their office-based surgery center is right there on Paper Mill Drive, right in the heart of Knoxville. Really easy to get to off 40, right there, Paper Mill Drive. You can actually see Premier Surgical as you're driving down 40. So really easy to get to, PremierSurgical.com. Now I'm so pumped. I am so excited for this attaboy because there's no reason why we shouldn't see this video, this story, highlighted by national networks, ESPN, Fox Sports, Fox News, CNN, NBC, everyone should be talking about this. The same way we had a gentleman from my hometown, Huntsville, Alabama, who went to Alabama A&M, who stole the summer by traveling around the country, all 50 states, gathering young men and young women to cut the lawns of single mothers, veterans, elderly, cut their lawns for free. It was amazing to see, and it inspired me so much that I cut my neighbor's yard, who just moved in, and she's a single mother with 2 kids, and she didn't have time to cut her yard. She didn't have a lawnmower that worked properly. Shirley didn't have time, so I volunteered to cut a yard. Now, it took me about 2 days to do it now, because there's a lot of trees and bushes, and it's uphill, and it wasn't easy, by the way, and it was hot. But he inspired me. The gentleman from Huntsville, Alabama, he inspired me to do that. And if it inspired me, imagine if everyone had cut one person's lawn in their neighborhood that truly needed it. That's change. You don't have to be Gandhi, Martin Luther King, or anyone like that to making change. You can do one small deed, but if everyone does that, man, you feel the impact. Well, Garrett Johnson is a Tennessee DB on this football team, and last night he posted a video with a tweet that says, "I walked to the strip to get food, and a homeless man couldn't walk because his feet was hurting from the torn shoes he had on. I told him I would come back, and 15 minutes later I did. Don't know those people, but I do care. Love, #GBO." So there's a video of him, and he's on the strip, and he's offering shoes to this homeless man. That is the change we want to see. There's a lot of people sitting behind the keyboard. There's a lot of people having conversations inside their group and complaining about what they see going on in the country. And you have your side. That's great. Whatever. You have your opinion. That's what makes the country great, is the ability to speak your mind and have free speech. But it's guys like Garrett Johnson who are making things happen. They're not talking about it. They're being about it. They're being about it. They're being about it. So if you don't like something, do something small. You don't have to register a 20 on the Richter scale. Just do something small. Just one small thing. You don't like the way veterans are being disrespected? Go to the VA hospital. Donate your time. Go to the Tennessee Valley Coalition of homeless veterans right here in East Tennessee and work with them. Great group. I've worked with them before. Go do that. Go do that. One small deed. One small deed. Garrett Johnson gets today's attaboy, and I can't wait to see his actions highlighted on national stage. Maybe that will inspire someone else to do the same thing, just like it inspired me to go cut my neighbor's yard. I wasn't really ready for the weather, but I did it. Gotta go to break. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you love the Swain event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the comments, man. I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
Had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
Touchdown or Turnover is up next on the Swain event.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter. Oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt.
Are you serious, Coach?
That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or Turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. ATFCU.com is their website. Touchdown or Turnover. The offensive line now with Ryan Johnson maybe a center, potentially. We'll see what happens during practice. It's Thursday, so I'm pretty sure it's done. Whoever's going to be the starting center, starting guard. It's Thursday. This is dress rehearsal day. Tomorrow's walkthroughs, and you got the game on Saturday. Touchdown Turnover. That the confusion that we saw against West Virginia, that will be fixed versus ETSU. We will see that correction made on Saturday, touchdown or turnover.
Nathaniel Rutherford and I talked about this on the Rocky Top Insider podcast that we recorded yesterday. You can check it out today. He asked me what I was looking for the most, and he mentioned the offensive line, and I told him I'm looking at the offensive line, not necessarily they can beat their man one-on-one, because every single offensive lineman that Tennessee has should be able to line up and hit ETSU's front seven in the face and dominate them. I'm looking at Tennessee's offensive line this Saturday from a communication standpoint, because that's what really lacked against West Virginia, in my opinion. There were several instances that Ryan Johnson was at right guard, and he would overhelp the right tackle, overhelp the center to where, and then while he's overhelping, there's a linebacker that comes rushing through, or another defensive lineman that's stunting. So it just seemed like there's a lot of poor communication, and it just wasn't Ryan Johnson. It was really the entire interior of the line just didn't look to be the best communication. So I'm going to go turnover, because I don't know that you can solve communication issues in just 1 week, especially after you lose your starting center. The starting center has three main responsibilities. That's snapping the ball clearly, obviously blocking the guy in front of him, and then making sure the offensive line is kind of where they're supposed to. And now that they're ushering in Ryan Johnson, presumably as the starting center, a guy that, in my opinion, it appeared that he struggled with communicating and being in the right spot, blocking the right guy. I say turnover. I think they're going to maybe not struggle, but I do think they'll have some communication issues.
I'm gonna say touchdown, because I think communication issues can be perceived as, okay, we have to verbally talk, and we have to, for the line to have success, we have to verbally be on the same page. I look at it as what happened on Saturday is someone not doing their job. Bill Belichick is ridiculed for being so simple and, resorting to coach speak all the time, but it really is that clear. Do your job. Just do your job. And what happened on Saturday might have been communication issues, but I'm willing to believe that if people just did their job, if you just did your job, if you are told in the meetings, okay, this is the front you see. If he's shading here, you do this. If he's shading here, you do that. On this play, we have a run check and a passing check. The quarterback has 2 plays when he gets to the line of scrimmage. If he checks whatever code word, so for instance, you have a running play, call in the huddle first. And this is what I had to learn as a freshman. We would have 2 calls in the huddle, a running play, passing play. And you would run the first play that was called. If Casey checked, that means we're running the second play. Okay, so it's not the running play, it's the passing play. Now I have to change my alignment. Now I have to look at the coverage. Now I have to see what I'm doing with my job. My job is to make that adjustment. I can't go out there and run block when Casey made a check and it's a passing play. That's not communication issues. That's me not doing my job. So I'm looking at this offensive line and I'm saying touchdown, because I think the most improvement occurs from the first game to the second game. And I think there's so much correctable film that Will Friend and Tyson Helton sat down with the offensive line and maybe simplify some things. But at the end of the day, it's you just doing your job. Just do your freaking job. That's it. Don't try to do someone else's job, because the moment you try to cut someone else's grass, your grass is high. The moment you try to worry about somebody else, you're not doing what you need to be doing. So you do what you do first before you worry about somebody else. I'm going to say touchdown. I think we see an improvement. I know that it's hard to really get a gauge because of the competition. It's not like you're going against Bigelow again. By the way, if I'm that kid, I gotta wear the number 2. Why is he not wearing the number 2? Your last name is Bigelow. You gotta wear the number 2. You gotta be Deuce Bigelow. You can't ruin that opportunity. You have to be Deuce Bigelow. You gotta have at least a 2 in the jersey number. Does he have a 2? That West Virginia guy named Bigelow?
No, I think he's 41.
Oh man, what a waste. What a waste of a great last name. At least be 92. 9 Deuce.
No, he's 40.
Oh.
And then at USC, he was 95.
Oh, man. What a waste.
Yeah.
How can you have the last name Bigelow and not have a 2 somewhere around that number?
Well, he was around the number 2 a lot on Saturday.
Man, that don't count.
I will say, while I say turnover, that I think Tennessee will have all the communication issues solved along the offensive line this week, I do think they'll have at least the communication issues resolved by Florida. I think the UTEP game and the ETSU game provides 3 weeks of practice, this week, next week, and then Florida week. That's 3 weeks of practice to pin down things in film like you were describing. So I do think they'll get resolved by the Florida game, which is the most important time and the time you need to have them resolved by. So it's just, to me, it's just hard to resolve a lot of those issues when you have Jameer Johnson, who may not be a freshman, but he's a first-time starter in the SEC, and then you have Jerome Carvin and Riley Locklear and Brandon Kennedy, guys that haven't really played a ton of football here. So to me, it's kind of a short turnaround to get everything fixed. But I do think in 2 or 3 weeks, Will Friend and Tyson Helton are good enough coaches to where it should not be an issue by the Florida game.
If If it's going to take 2 weeks to fix what we saw against West Virginia,
it'll be longer.
Then I need to go ahead and get ready for basketball season.
I mean, you should do that anyways.
No. When basketball season get here, then I'll get ready.
You mean January?
I'll be ready when it's here, but I ain't gonna be ready. I'm not ready now. I want my football.
No, I'm with you.
When you go to practice, that means you're fresh out of the film room. You're fresh out of your meetings. And let me just share with you what's expected of you as a player, player, not just physically but mentally, being able to take things from the meeting room and apply them to the game. Take them from the meeting room and apply them to the practice field. You work on those things during the week of practice, and then you go apply it on the game field. So let me just share some perspective here. There was times when on a Monday we'll have meetings before practice. And so our meeting times are about an hour and a half. And the offense coordinator has seen some things on film that we can exploit about the defense we're playing this upcoming week. I'll repeat. The offense coordinator saw some things that he can exploit versus the opposing defense. And we're going to practice them. So our wide receiver coach would explain to our wide receivers, okay, this week, because the corners, I got a perfect example. Florida 2003. Florida played a cover 2. We called it trap, which basically meant the corners didn't play like a hard jam technique. They just kind of floated inside a little bit and just allowed you to have a free release. So because of that, it changed the way we ran some of our routes. It changed the way we ran our digs. It changed the way we ran our slants. We couldn't run slants because the corners on the snap of the football would just go immediately inside. It was a different cover 2 I've never seen before. So we had these adjustments that we had to make based on the defense we were playing. And so our receiver coach was telling us, okay, this is how we're going to attack it this week. So you were expected to take whatever you were told in the meeting room and now go apply it to the practice field. You work on it all week, then you go out there and you do it during the games. If you are told, okay, we're going to run this double move, we're going to work on it in practice, and you go out there and you mess it up, you're not going to run it during the games. If you are told, okay, this is how we're going to blitz this week. We want our defensive tackle slanting this way, and we want a linebacker coming off his butt, and that's going to confuse offensive linemen. If you can't do it in practice and you mess it up and you don't know when to do it, the coach don't have confidence to call it in the game. Practice is where you earn your opportunity to play. It also is where the coordinators gain confidence that you can actually execute a little wrinkle that you put in from the meetings. So if we are still having to work on communication issues, UTEP game in East Tennessee State, then my goodness, get rid of everybody.
But didn't they have
get a brand new team?
Didn't they have the entire month of August to get the communication issues resolved, and then first game?
Yeah, you playing it yourself though. Like, you're not going full speed all the time. Pruitt said it yesterday. That was the first game with a lot of new players. He had a baseline of what he can throw at them and what he can expect for them based on how they perform against West Virginia. You didn't have a baseline before. How do you have a baseline when you in your first year? You don't know how these dudes are going to react. You didn't recruit most of them. You don't know what their will is, their heart is. You don't know how they respond to adversity. Now you know because you coached them in that first game. So you know who you can trust, who you can't trust, who you thought, based on what they did at practice, who you thought that they can handle big-time situations and the bright lights. Well, the West Virginia game probably told Pruitt, okay, I thought this guy was ready, but he's not ready. So it's not about, okay, guys, we had 3 months to communicate and know what each other's doing. No, it looked good in walkthroughs. It looked good 3/4 speed. It looked good when the ones were going up against the ones of your own team. But this dude is not the same when it's a different color jersey in front of him. And because we know that he is not the same player on the game field as a practice field, now we're going to look at number 2. Let's see what the number 2 guy is going to do. Let's see if he can apply what he did at practice on the game field. And I don't think that's about communication because you don't know what to do. It is, man, just doing your job. Doing your job when there's a lightning delay and there's a little bit of uncertainty, or you're tired a little bit, or you're down. You do your job in every situation. If it's raining, if it's storming, if the guys in front of you is ugly, if he's pretty, if you're winning, if you're down, you do your job every single time the right way. And I think it's more so of our guys not doing their job than these guys have, quote, communication issues. It's not like you're talking on the cell phone.
Maybe not.
And the phone messes up because of the connection is bad. It's not that type of communication issues. It is, bro, just do your job. Ryan Johnson had a job to do on the passing play, and he did it. He did his responsibility that he would do if it was a run.
Maybe
that's not communication issue.
Yeah.
That's a job issue that you didn't do.
I was using the wrong word because what you just mentioned is what I was referring to. They looked out of place individually, and that's not necessarily communicating from one to the next. They weren't doing their particular job on a particular play, and Ryan Johnson had several where it appeared that he was blocking the wrong guy.
But they fixed it in the game, though. I mean, that was fixed in the game. They made adjustments in the game. They were not able to run the ball at the beginning of the game. Jordan still had 125 yards. Jared Guarantano had more time to throw as the game went along. So they made those in-game adjustments. We don't need ETSU and UTEP to say, all right, let's make these adjustments for the Florida game. They made them in-game.
They made adjustments, but it was Jameer Johnson and Jerome Carvin and Trey Smith and Drew Richmond that made the adjustments.
They made the adjustments.
But the new starting center did not make the adjustments, and that's why I want to see improvement this week.
Well, it ain't going to take him 3 weeks. He won't be afforded the luxury of needing 2 weeks to make an adjustment. You got to make them now. That's the way it works.
I said the good news is that they do have 3 weeks if needed. I don't think it will take 3 weeks either, but I'm saying if for whatever reason it's not resolved by this weekend, the good news is that they have 3 weeks before the Florida game.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
It better be fixed. It better be fixed. First snap against ETSU.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, it better be fixed. That's the way it works. Swain event. Got to go to break. Hour 2 is brought to you by Alumni Hall. Get game day ready with Alumni Hall right there. Turkey Creek, Paper Mill, West Town Mall, or shop online at alumnihall.com.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
Hour 2 brought to you by Alumni Hall. Get game day ready. Shop online at alumnihall.com. Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville, ToyotaKnoxville.com. 865-255-03 is our telephone number here to the B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. We still blaming Jerry Guantano? We still doing that on a Thursday? Or have we realized that he's a guy? We still have some fake false hope in Jared.
It's ridiculous.
We still got that, or are we moved on? Have people that know football, have you seen their comments and let you know that Jared actually did a good job on Saturday? And now can you feel better? Because there's a lot of folks who just have no clue what they're talking about, and they're like, I don't know about Jared. I just don't know. What? He was one of the few bright spots in that game.
I don't understand how anybody who understands football can look at that football game against West Virginia and think that Jarrett Garantano, or they should doubt Jarrett Garantano going forward. I mean, there were some throws that he made that were just we haven't seen those throws since Tyler Bray. I mean, Dobbs had some nice throws here and there, but Dobbs didn't have the accuracy and the zip that Garantano possesses. And I'm not saying Garantano's going to have the career Dobbs has. He's got to go out and prove that. But I'm saying Garantano has the tools to be phenomenal. And he's just a redshirt sophomore. And here's something that hasn't really been talked about. I thought Tyson Helton did a really good job of helping Jared out with the offensive line as they were trying to get things down pat of short drop backs, get the ball out of his hands, short little wide receiver passes, those screens here and there. I thought Tyson Helton really helped him out.
Helton, you saw him make adjustments. He didn't call a perfect game. I didn't like the conservative call on 3rd down and 4, last drive before the second quarter. But you can tell that he was making adjustments based on what was happening in the game. Like, his offensive line was struggling with the interior, so he ran outside. He tried to loosen up the defense east and west so that way he can go downfield. I saw Helton make adjustments. I'm just not trying to hear any Guarantano negative slander. I'm just not. Now, if it's warranted, whatever, cool. But no, if I'm a player in that team and I see my quarterback standing in the pocket, taking a hit to deliver me the football, I'm sorry, but the respect meter goes up. It's through the window. I saw Quentin Dormady last year throw fadeaway passes. Like, I don't even know how you do that. But he was doing that because he was afraid to take a hit. He wouldn't step up into his throw. Someone bailing down, they're going to hit you. They're going to hit you regardless. So deliver the pass at least and move the chains. It's like a receiver going across the middle. You're going to get hit, so you might as well catch it anyways. You're going to get hit. It's going to happen. Same thing for a quarterback in the pocket. You're going to get hit. So you might as well deliver the football so your guy can help the team be successful. And I remember when Jonathan Crompton in 2006 came in against LSU, and he was in the pocket. No one was open, or he didn't feel comfortable throwing it. And he decided to run. He could have slid. He could have ran out of bounds. But instead, he decided to lower his shoulder, and he took it to a LSU DB. I mean, a linebacker. No, it wasn't DB. It was a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that moment looking at him and going, man, okay, I got a lot of respect for that. All right. I can ride with a guy like this. And that's what Jared is doing. The guy got his helmet knocked off his head. The guy was rolling out and took a huge hit to try to go score. Now, I don't know if his toughness is going to help Tennessee win any more games. I think that's a silly assertion that his toughness alone is going to help Tennessee win 2 or 3 more games or win another game. Nah, man. Sorry. Jared's toughness is not going to help win Tennessee games like that. Execution from all 11 guys on the football field and making a few mistakes, the things in the game maximums, that's what help you win football games. I didn't see anything in the game maximums talking about toughness from the quarterback. Though the game maximums help you win the football game. But the toughness allows Jared to get the respect of his football team. His players around him, his teammates look at him and go, man, look at him sacrificing for us. So now I got to go hard. Now I have to sacrifice. Now I have to put in extra time in the film room. Now I have to make sure I do extra rep in the weight room. Our leader has committed. He ain't just talking about it. He's being about it. So I'm going to commit even more now. That's what that does. That's what Tyler Braid could not do here. He had the tools, but he could not lead. The 3-man front radio show there in Birmingham, Cole Kubick is a part of the show. They put up a poll yesterday, and it said if you had to pick one of 4 quarterbacks for your program for 4 years, who would you pick? And the choices were Cam Newton, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, and I think the 4th one was
I saw it, but I forgot.
Who was the 4th one? My goodness. Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, Cam Newton. Was it Dak? I don't think it was Dak.
Tua,
yeah. It was Tua Tagovailoa. And so I voted on it, and most everyone picked Cam Newton.
Cam and Tua.
Well, guess what?
I'm rolling with Tebow.
Cam had that 1 year at Auburn. He was phenomenal. He was great. He won the Heisman. But the question said 4 years. 4 years, I'm taking Tebow. Why? Because they lose to Ole Miss. Tebow preaches to the team, we're not going to lose any more games. I'm going to be the most committed. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And here's your chance to follow me because I'm doing it, guys. Let's go. I'm going to battle with my sword and my shield. I'm going first. I'm not in the middle. I'm not in the back. I'm first. Let's go. Let's do this. And hate Florida all you want to, but that was an awesome moment in sports. And Tim Tebow led that team to the championship.
That's why you see it talked about all the time.
Give me that for 4 years.
Yeah, especially, I know this is kind of going away from what you're talking about, but the other, I mean, Cam Newton, I'm sure if he's 4 years in college, as we saw, probably gets in trouble, as we saw with him at Florida. I know that's maybe making an assumption, but
he had one mistake as a young player of Florida, but it's fair to say
that's during his 4 year
because he did get in trouble.
And then Johnny Manziel probably get you in trouble some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And then Tua, I think Tua will prove to be a better quarterback than Tim Tebow by the time it's all said and done. But I would rather have Tim Tebow over Tua simply because of what you're saying, leadership.
Yeah, 4 years. That's the main thing. 4 years. It's the intangibles. It's the things you don't see. That's why I would take Tim Tebow over anyone else in that poll. Now, going back to Jared Guarantano, that's what people don't see. You don't see that stuff. There was players on this team that had allegiance to Quentin Dormady last year. They did. And quarterback competitions can sometimes split a locker room because you have your guy who you think should be the starter. The coaches have their guy who should be the starter. Players have their guy who should be the starter. And now there's uncertainty. You don't have that trust in who's calling the shots. It happened for us in 2005. Players thought it should be one guy. Coaches picked another guy. So now it's indecision. That happened last year a little bit with Dormery and Garantano. And now Garantano has what appears to be the entire team behind his back. And I just don't understand the JG slander at this point. During the summer, sure, I get it. But that's why I said Jared's going to be okay. Jared he's good. He possesses the tools. He's going to be all right. And in the first game, he showed that he can be. Now, it doesn't say anything about Saturday's game. It doesn't say anything about UTEP or Florida or Georgia or anything. But first game of the season, there's no reason why Jared should be getting any slander. But that is the position that you play. That's what you sign up for when you play quarterback at this level, is that you're going to get criticized more than anyone. There's not another position on the team that gets more scrutiny, that gets labeled more, that gets more people trying to be quarterback coaches and judge you than that position. Other than a head coach, the quarterback is commented on the most. And you understand that, you embrace that, you accept the challenge, you don't block folks on Twitter, you don't get sensitive, you don't get emotional. Man, you own it. You own it, you embrace it, you let it motivate you. And you worry about helping your team win. That's it. All right, 865-255-03, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. We will go to the text box. We'll also check out Facebook Live comments to come back after this break. So please don't go anywhere. Be right back.
If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
Gentlemen, get back in the game. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over 40 may have low testosterone? Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. Do you know your numbers? Well, I know my numbers. Low T Center made it quick and easy. I walked in, I took a simple blood test, and I knew my result in about 20 minutes. Their service is even covered by most health insurance. So give them a call, 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388. or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Better Mattress is having their biggest sale of the year. Shop the Labor Day sales event to get a free adjustable base with select mattress set purchases while supplies last. That's a $1,200 value. Save that cash for your tailgates. Since I started sleeping on my Better mattress with an adjustable base, I have way less neck pain and back pain. It's life-changing. On an adjustable base, with the touch of a button, you can adjust your sleep position without disturbing your partner. It's awesome. A truly customized sleep experience is waiting for you at Better Mattress. Get a free adjustable base during the Better Mattress Labor Day sale. Plus, everyone who shops at Better Mattress during September has a chance to get their purchase refunded back to them in full. It's a deal you won't believe. Ask in store for details. You don't want to miss this. And even better all football season long, when our team wins, someone will get a free queen-size mattress. No purchase necessary. Visit Better Mattress to enter for your chance to win. The winner gets to choose from 3 different mattresses valued at $1,000, and you could get it for free. Go see my friends at Better Mattress during the Labor Day sales event for a handcrafted, made in the USA Better Mattress. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Dan Mullen posing awkwardly with recruits.
For what?
Gators working out wearing costumes.
For what?
Vanderbilt making a sorority-style video.
For what?
Aaron Murray and David Pollock opening their mouths.
For what?
Seth really is not the biggest Pollock fan. Oh, man, it's hilarious. 865-255-03. All right, it's time for what here on the show where we highlight people just making some questionable decisions. And, Ben, we have a culprit today we must talk about.
Yes, I'm putting Bill Simmons on for what. And now, he somewhat deserves an attaboy for dissing the Oakland Raiders, which is beautiful because John Gruden is the coach, and we hope that John Gruden goes 0-16 this season and every season that he is head coach of the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
But Bill Simmons is getting a for what because he said that if the Raiders if the Raiders do make the playoffs, he'll eat the most disgusting thing he can, that being testicles, and he will eat them on the podcast. And he said they can be human testicles, cow testicles. I'll eat some pair of testicles on this podcast. If the Raiders make the playoffs, it will never happen. So I'm all for making bets for if the Raiders don't make the playoffs, or if they do make the playoffs, vice versa. But betting that you'll eat testicles? Nah, I'm not down with that. So Bill Simmons gets a massive for what? And part of me kind of hopes the Raiders make the playoffs, so Bill Simmons has to go through with this. But I don't know. I could never bring myself to bet that I would have to eat these things if a team makes the playoffs. So Bill Simmons gets a big for what today.
There's I don't know if the show's still going on, but it's on Food Network, and it's called, I want to say, Weird Foods, and the gentleman's name, Andrew Zimmern, and he goes around the world eating, crazy stuff, like cow testicles. I mean, it's just crazy. And Bill Simmons thinks he's slick. Stop trying to use a bet to do what you really want to do. I really wanted to go to Dead End Barbecue with Chris Lowe. And Chris Lowe really wanted to go to Dead End Barbecue. The bet was just for show. That was just for show. We were going to go to Dead End Barbecue regardless because we like Dead End Barbecue. Coach Sanders said if Tennessee, if he beats Tennessee, then he's going to run butt naked with the goalposts. Randy just really wants to run butt naked. Don't let Coach Sanders fool you. And Coach knows I have a sense of humor, so he wouldn't take that wrong. Coach just wants to run butt naked. He didn't do it as a college football player. He didn't get a chance to streak from like the movie. So now he's a head coach. He wants to streak. He just wants to do it, and he's using the game as a bet, as a cover-up. He just really wants to run around naked. And I think Bill Simmons really just wants to eat testicles. And he's using the Raiders as a cover. Bill, no one's going to judge you, man. Just go eat some testicles today if you really want to do that. Don't wait till the end of the season. Put some hot sauce on it. I'm sure it ain't that bad.
Hey, just dip it in ranch. Ranch is good with everything.
Put some hot sauce on my testicles, baby. Go for it, Bill Simmons. Go for it, man.
Can you tell it's ETSU week?
Hey, man. We haven't talked about ETSU personnel one time.
Nah.
For what? Why?
No, they do have an interesting-looking quarterback.
Apparently, he is the best quarterback in the country.
Apparently, he'll be the best quarterback on the field on Saturday. Yeah, Logan Marchi.
That's what some dope said. And he may be.
Dope is putting it nicely.
He may be the best quarterback.
He ain't gonna be the best
on Saturday. The object is for Tennessee to win by a lot of points and for a lot of players to win. Anyone can have a bad game. Josh Dobbs had a bad game against North Texas. I guess the North Texas quarterback was better than Josh Dobbs.
The entire team had a bad game against
Where's the
North
Texas quarterback? Is he second string to Hall of Famer in the NFL? No, he's not. So it's just really stupid.
Very stupid.
Yeah, really stupid.
It is interesting though. Logan Marchi, ETSU's quarterback, transferred from Temple, so he has D1 ability, and I think that's a good thing for Tennessee that they're not going up against your typical FCS quarterback that didn't receive any D1 offers. At least this guy has the tools to play at a D1 school, and I think that's a better test for the secondary than it would be just a regular old FCS quarterback.
I remember when Tennessee played Tennessee Tech, and they had a little receiver that was kind of getting off a little bit. And I remember when we played UTC a couple years ago, they had a defensive lineman.
Two of them.
That was NFL quality. Didn't matter.
No, yeah,
the team as a whole was boo-boo.
100%.
So, yeah, I know the quarterback position probably carries more weight because he can have a bigger impact because of him playing quarterback. But at the end of the day, this should be a 40-point blowout at minimum, and you hope that you leave the game field unscathed and healthy. I remember when Justin Harrell and Inky Johnson got hurt for the season, and Inky hurt for life against Air Force. So the opponent doesn't really matter. You could get hurt against anybody. You got two people running into each other. Anything can happen. So you just hope that we exit the game unscathed. Speaking of ETSU, let's talk about ETSU. Let's do it with Jay Sandos, who is the voice of the ETSU Bucks, at ETSU Bucks Voice on Twitter. That's a clever name right there. That's a clever name. And we'll talk to Jay Sandos coming up after the break here on the Swain event. And we'll talk a little ETSU coming up. So stay with us.
There is a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, mostly this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high of 89 and a low of 70. The chance of rain drops to 10% tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 89 and a low of 71. Saturday, a 30% chance of precipitation with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give Be Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
Having surgery can be scary, and having to navigate around a massive medical center can be even more overwhelming. Fortunately, the premier office-based surgery center in Knoxville offers a convenient and affordable option for surgical care. Our skilled surgeons and friendly staff treat you just like family. Everything at our state-certified accredited center is designed with your comfort in mind, and Premier offers flat-fee package pricing for basic gallbladder and hernia procedures. Visit premiersurgerypackages.com for more details. The Premier Office-Based Surgery Center, surgical expertise you can trust.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com.
Pass downfield is complete. That's Swain. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America, 865-255-03. And we are joined by the voice of the ETSU Bucks. That is Jay Sandos here on the Swain Event. What a name. I need some clarification here because Ben told us that the email, your first name is Jason, and then you go by Jay on Twitter. Jay, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jay. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So do you spell your name Jason with the Y or without the Y?
And it was the first thing I looked at your name to figure that out, too. I do no A, just Jason.
But then you go by Jay with the Y.
I do go by Jay with the Y.
I love it.
I tried to go by one letter J when I was a kid just to avoid the spelling of it, but my teachers wouldn't let me. It was actually not any of my family members. When I got in school, the teacher was just like, well, you don't spell J with one letter. You gotta have more on it. So then that actually how the spelling came was through I don't know if it was kindergarten or first grade, but somewhere in there that's where the spelling came from.
How can they tell you what you can go by? I mean, that's just that's crazy.
I don't know. My dad's a newspaper guy too, so I kind of felt like he'd have some say in that. But he's just just like most newspaper guys. He kind of buries himself here in the old days typewriter, and then later days a computer. But I went by Baby J. Was actually my mom ran a daycare, and there was a bunch of kids, and a couple of them just couldn't say Jason, and so for whatever reason I got nicknamed Baby J, and then the baby just got dropped, and it was just J. And then after a while, it was J just with the J-A-Y.
If you ever are needed some street cred, you can always drop the Y and go Ja, like Ja Rule, like the rapper, and go Ja Sandos. If you ever need some street cred one day, you just never know what environment you may be in. So just in case, man, you need to let people know that you're not gonna take any stuff. You can say, hey, my name is Ja Sandos. Don't mess with me.
Well, I'm just happy you got my last name right, because as easy as I think it is, you'd be amazed how much time I can't get somebody to say that right. So I spend more time arguing with people with my last name than I do my first name.
Oh man! All right, Jay. It seems like Randy Sanders, Coach Sanders, and Coach was my offense coordinator for 3 years. He has some dry humor. I think he's a great coach. Really underrated as a coach, and I'm glad he's getting his opportunity right here in East Tennessee. But it sounds like that Coach Sanders just really wants to go streaking by his comments during the week, and he's just using the game as an excuse. I just think Coach Sanders wants to – I think he just wants to run around naked, man. What do you think?
I'm assuming, there's always a power trip with coaches, man. And, when you're a coordinator, you always want to be the head guy, right, because you can do everything you want to do. And so secretly, he has apparently had this thing in his mind that at some point in time he did want to go streak. I don't know if when he was a player, if they just weren't allowed to do that, or the clamps down, or he wasn't doing it. And now that he's the head guy, I guess he figured, at ETSU, it's tough to fire a coach on the contract now. I know Tennessee, some big dollars can do that, but I guess he figured, hey, do it the first year of the deal, and then I know they can't buy me out for the next 5, so I'll be good with that.
Oh, man. Over the summer, there was a weird deal there at ETSU where Coach Sanders was on leave, and because striking a player's helmet, and a lot of Tennessee fans was backing Randy Sanders. I know I was, because I know what type of coach he is, what kind of man he is, and you just got to be so careful these days because you can get sued for saying a mean word to somebody now, and we live in that time right now. How has that team recovered? How has that player received on the team, and how has Coach Sanders adjusted to that situation there and been better as a head coach?
I'll start with the fan base first. They were 95% in his corner, just like fans that weren't fans of ETSU. I think were all there, and it actually, I think before he coached his first game, made him a little bit of a folk hero more than anything else. But the one thing about that was that was a self-reported deal. Like Coach Sanders came to the administration and said, "Hey, look, I did this," and there was, the players upset, and I think he was doing everything he could to ensure he didn't mess up his job. And so when he brought it to the attention, they talked to the player, the parents, and honestly, it was more of, in today's world, it was more of, let's just take due diligence and make sure nothing comes back to bite anybody. And it was really more about that. And the fact it was spring, you have more time to do that. I think the team has done a good job of, because when that happened, there were obviously some players that were mad and were on coach's side, and there's some players that were maybe on the player's side. And so you worry about a division, but most of that got cleared up at the end of spring, which what people wouldn't have saw was once spring practice was over, because he didn't get a chance to do the spring game, when they got to do workouts and all that. There's about 99 guys that stayed up, and the player and his defensive teammates were always together. So it seems to have mended just fine, and I think it's helped, everyone kind of get together. Could have been could have gone either way, when we first heard about it. But I think the way that Coach wanted to handle it, I think the way administration handled it, just made sure there was nothing. And now, I don't think you see any fracture. I think the team's about as tight as it was. There was, towards the end of Coach Torbush's, it was really a division amongst some players here and there. And I'm not seeing that right now. And I go to pretty much about all the practices.
Jay, ETSU has a quarterback that's played some big-time football. Talk about him a little bit and maybe his opportunities to kind of show what he can do versus a program like Tennessee that hasn't had much recent success, but at the end of the day, it's still Tennessee, and you still have that national brand, that power T that's still so powerful. So talk a little bit about ETSU's quarterback and how he's approaching this game.
Well, I think the big thing about Marchie is he is the one guy. Well, we've got 3 or 4 that D1 transfers down that had played in venues, and Marchie had started a game in South Bend, and and obviously that's still smaller than Neyland Stadium, but that's one of the stoic places, obviously, you can play a college football game, and he had a successful day there, throwing 245 yards, couple touchdowns. So he's been in that moment. The issue is the rest of the team that play significant minutes have not. The biggest stadium they would have been at James Madison last year, which was at the time they were the defending national champions. Of course, they lost in the title game last season, but that was 26,000, and they didn't handle it real well. The one concern, and a lot of people said, well, it's going to be great if you go up there and pull an Appalachian State, do all that. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, Appalachian State was a two-time national championship team getting ready to win their third straight national championship team and had been in those venues. For ETSU, it might take them 2 or 3 times to play in those type venues before they're used to it, because I don't care how you talk about the environment, how much you try to simulate noise in practice, you still can't simulate walking into Neyland Stadium and taking out, if you're a return guy trying to take the first punt, looking up in the stand, you normally, at our stadium, you look up, you see the sky pretty quick, right? So
yeah,
you've got a nice little backdrop. You get into that stadium, and all of a sudden you look up, and there's just stands upon stands upon stands, and eventually that's going to fill up with people, right? And they're going to make noise, and you can do all you want with noise, but the bass, that's the one thing, being able to, my dad was a sports writer, so I got to go to a lot of college football stadiums, and that's the one thing you can't feel is sort of that the base of the stadium once a turnover happens and the band's firing up and the crowd's really getting all over you. So the concern for ETSU is maybe just to survive the first quarter, and then hope that you just play as good as you can. But this is a unique game for us, Jason, for the simple reason of this is our last step of football is back, because we played for 80 years, and then there was a decision to discontinue the program. I had the unfortunate doing a death march of the final year of football, and it was brutal. I mean, it was they were competitive and had a lot of guys. Actually, had a couple guys ended up transferring over and going to the NFL. But they had a pretty good team. They thought they were coming into that, and next thing you know, they're going to drop the program. And then there's 13 years without it. And the first step they had to get say it was coming back. The next step was they had to get a coach. Then they played their first game, but they played in a high school stadium, because the Southern Conference needed the school to play as soon as they could if they were going to join the league. So they had to start and actually play football sooner. And then last year we opened up the brand new $28 million stadium. And then this year we're playing a FBS and a money game. And, we'll finally get a paycheck that'll help the program grow and try to do what we need to do on our level. So this is the final step for our program. And the last thing I think people have circled on the calendar to make sure that this is really happening at ETSU, that our football team is back and we are a legitimate program again.
There's a lot of Tennessee fans who are also ETSU fans. They got their degree from ETSU, and so this will be, I guess, a conflicting week for them as the two teams face each other. But we are always rooting for the success of ETSU with Coach Forbes there and his basketball success, and Scott Carter used to be in the football staff here when Coach Fulmer was coaching, and so it's gonna be a cool weekend to see Tennessee be able to help ETSU out and play this game on Saturday. And Jay, I just appreciate your time today, and I hope you have a safe trip to Knoxville, and hope you have some good times while you're here, and hopefully we see you around this weekend. Really appreciate your time, Jay.
Jason, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the kind words about our university, and you're right. Everybody does pull for the same. It's very rarely that our teams match up because they don't compete so much against each other. So I understand the conflict in this week, but hopefully after this week, everybody will pull for the orange and pull for the blue and gold.
I like it. Jay Sandos here on the Swain event. Have a great rest of your week, Jay. Appreciate it, man.
All right, Jason. Thank you.
At ETSU Bucks Voice. We were up against it, so we had to let Jay go. I wanted to ask him a little bit about Coach Fulmer's role with helping that football program kind of be reinstated and where they are now. Coach Fulmer, obviously now the AD in Tennessee, but we will discuss more of that coming up in Hour 3, Swain Event.
If If you love the Swain event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the comments, man. I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
Had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Huge thanks to Jay Sandos for joining the show today here in the Swain event. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Men, do you know your number? If you do not, Low T Center can help. They are reinventing men's health care. So make sure you go to their website at LowTCenter.com. Multiple locations here throughout the state of Tennessee. One in Knoxville. You have a location there in Chattanooga, 2 in Nashville, Murfreesboro, and the Tri-Cities. And I've gotten so many awesome stories, so many testimonials from men who maybe didn't think that they needed to go to the Low T Center, but when they heard about some of the symptoms that should make you make that phone call, do some research, they say, okay, well, let me go see. The worst that can happen is everything is great. Maybe you can eliminate low T if you have the energy, you have low libido, or something else is going on, your mood. Have that peace of mind. Go at least check your numbers, because if it's not your numbers, you can go look at see if it's something else. And so many people have reached out saying, yeah, man, I thought I were good, but then when I went, I realized I wasn't. And now Low T Center has me on this plan, and they checking with me every single week, and I can feel the difference after a few weeks. And so just make that decision. Understand that testosterone treatment is what a lot of people are trying to just jump into. People think it's just a money maker, and so you have unqualified people just jumping into the industry. Be very, very careful about who you allow to treat you. Only let professionals, let leaders in the industry work on you, and that's Low T Center. LowTCenter.com.
Speaking of testimonials, how about D. Cody on the text box, who says, Swain, got to give a shout out to my man down at iDrop. Dropped my phone out of my pocket like a rookie, but remembered your commercial and took my phone over, and they took care of me like family. Great service and great people. Mentioned I was a listener, and I got a discount on a screen protector. Just wanted to give them some love.
Ooh, how about that?
So shout out to the guys at iDrop.
Name dropping for a discount. Please do it, man. Please do it. I'm telling you, the folks over there at iDrop, they will treat you like family, and they go over and beyond to make sure that you get your phone back as quick as possible, and making sure that they save you money in the process. They really, really take passion and pride in their work, and they know it's about relationships. They know it's about relationships. They get that. They understand that. And iDrop is awesome. Speaking of a name drop, if you are traveling in town this weekend and you don't have a place to stay or whatever, Hampton Inn downtown, they have some awesome rates right now this weekend. Great rates. And so name drop. Tell them I sent you, mention the Swain event, and you can also get that great rate on a room downtown Hampton Inn. 865-255-03. What else do we have on the text box?
Tony in Charlotte says, "Where's Charlie? Is that dude on paternity leave or something?" No, Tony. Charlie is not on paternity leave. He is on vacation until Sunday. Charlie, the one and only Charlie Bursch, will be back on Monday.
Worst vacation time ever. I mean,
I'm not judging.
Worst vacation window ever. As someone covering Tennessee, his first game of the season, when you play a team like West Virginia to start, first home game is this weekend. Just a really, really bad time. But
yeah,
that vacation was scheduled as a family years ago, and that's a tough position to be in. But, yeah, Charlie's on vacation. Charlie's on vacation.
The Mad Dog.
You can't really make excuses for Charlie there. I mean, he's on vacation.
If you want an excuse, hit up Charlie on Twitter.
It is what it is.
The Mad Dog wants to know what your thoughts on Tennessee's chances of getting Jaden Hill, and he wants to know if Ben has been putting in work to land him. I have. I've stopped by Bob Jones High School several times. I've freestyled to him several times.
We've kept Ben away from Jaden Hill. Jaden on Twitter looks to be entertained by everyone predicting where he's going to go between Florida and Tennessee. I think it's really tight between Florida and Tennessee, and there's some talk about him committing soon, maybe even today. But we'll see what happens. Does he make it happen today? Does he push it back? You do have to keep in mind that it's a commitment, and a commitment is non-binding. A commitment means it means something, but it doesn't mean everything. Now, if you commit, now you're recruiting other prospects for your team, then that's strong. That means you are more committed than just saying that, okay, I'm committed and put me on this list. When you're actually actively recruiting for the school that you're committed to, that means more. But you have the early signing period that is in the second year of existence this year, and that's going to benefit Pruitt for guys like Jaden Hill because Florida is desperate right now. Florida's hurting. Florida's hurting right now.
They got a 4-star lineman last week, but
yeah.
Other than that, the cupboard has been bare.
They're hurting right now. So they need some players, and I'm pretty sure they're putting a full court press on Jaden Hill, telling him that he can have a statue if he comes there, or they throw him in parade or whatever. I mean, they're really putting the full court press on Jaden Hill. But the fact is, Gainesville is 12 hours away from Huntsville, and I remember considering Florida, and I said to myself, now I'm not going to let distance be the reason why I won't go to a school, because if I want to go to the NFL, I'm not going to tell the Arizona Cardinals, no thank you, or the Seahawks, no thank you,
or the Patriots.
No, I'm not saying that. If you have dreams of playing at the next level, you need to go ahead and prepare yourself now for leaving. But if you can have those 3 or 4 years to where your parents can see you, your family can see you, your friends can see you in a short distance from Huntsville, which is 3 hours. If you're doing it right, 2 hours and 45 minutes from North Huntsville. Now, Jaden lives in Madison, so it's a little bit longer just to get out of Huntsville. But that is something that Florida can't change. They can't change the distance from Huntsville to Gainesville. Will that be a factor? I don't know. We'll see what happens with Jaden Hill, who I know Tennessee had the opportunity to take several other corners in this class and did not do so they can have a chance to bring in Jaden Hill. Jaden is a priority for this staff. He is. He's very high on the board at DB for Tennessee. Very high. 865-200-5503 B-Drop Waterproofing Hotline here on the Swain event. 865-200-5503. Who we got there?
Volstorm.
It was his birthday a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure you're still celebrating now. Volstorm, good morning, sir.
Shoot, I ain't been celebrating. I've been sick.
You been sick?
Yeah, man.
Tussin?
Probably about last Thursday, I got bad cold from the kiddo, and, man, I'm just now starting to feel at least 85%.
Well, I hope you feel better, man.
So what you're saying is you've been getting 1% better each day.
Exactly.
Well, hey.
You know, like Charlie, because, I mean, everybody knows that the real reason Charlie's out is he's got the Hawaiian flu.
Yeah, maybe that's it, man. I don't. He didn't leave me with any excuse to tell the good people of why he's taking a vacation first 2 weeks of football season. So I'll let him do that on his Twitter account. But yeah, he's on vacation.
Well,
leaving us here to struggle and be mad about the first game. He's enjoying life.
See, in my business, the last week of the month is always the worst time to take a vacation, and you never take a vacation on the last week of the month. So, you know, it does kind of surprise me that, you know, Charlie's not using his mental discipline.
It is disappointing. I mean,
you would think with 2 degrees, a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, that he would time his vacation better.
I think he needs more leadership reps or something.
He needs some more leadership reps, man. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
He needs more leadership reps. But he'll be back on Monday. He'll be back. Hopefully he brings us a souvenir or something. Brings us another.
That's right.
He brings us Tagovailoa's like cousin or something from Hawaii, and we can move him to Knoxville or something.
Maybe he brings back one of those roosters that he had howling in the background of him and myself recording a podcast yesterday. It was intriguing to say the least.
You need to turn that into a chicken dinner.
I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that.
Because it was so funny listening to Ben and Charlie's podcast last night, and them trying to go over all the scores and hearing that rooster just going nuts in the background.
Yeah, I heard. I was in the next room while the guys were recording the podcast, and I heard Ben talking about roosters. I was like, "What are y'all talking about, man? Are y'all breaking down the South Carolina-Georgia game or something? Or I mean, what's going on?"
Hey, Jason, let me ask you something. Even though we have lost somebody who's going to be a big contributor to this offensive line, you know, playing football, that offensive line is, I mean, you constantly switch people around different positions. I mean, Fulmer used to do that all the time. You know, from week to week to week, the lineup for the offensive line would change. How much is this really going to affect that offensive line?
That's a good question that I don't think I know. I don't think that the coaches know, because last week this offensive line had worked together for probably 2 or 3 weeks, knowing that, okay, this is our best 5. And, okay, let's go out there and see what we have. We've prepared. We told them what to do. And you don't know how they're going to react when they're thrown in a fire, when there's bullets flying, when there's a team across from you wearing a different jersey. And some of those guys did not respond well. You know, Trey Smith has been in the battle. He played all last year as a true freshman. You didn't know what you're going to get from Jameer Johnson. You didn't know what you're going to get from Brandon Kennedy in a Tennessee uniform. You didn't know what you're going to get from Ryan Johnson, his first time being in a valuable role. Drew Richmond, you know he's played a lot of games, but he hasn't played to a level where you felt comfortable and confident that he was going to play at a high level. So you kind of went into the game with a lot of questions, because Tyson Helton has not coached his offense into a game until Saturday. Now they have a baseline of who they know. All right, well, what we saw in practice is what we're going to get in the games. You know, we saw that we prepared Jared as well as we could in practice. So everything Jared did in practice, he did in the games. Or everything Tim Jordan did in practice, finishing runs and making moves and making cuts, even in space against no one, he was mentally preparing himself to do those things in the game. We saw him do that in practice. So it's no surprise he went for 125 yards. Callaway was catching everything in practice. So it's no surprise he didn't drop the ball. Sometimes you do have situations where you catch everything in practice, and during the games, my goodness, you just, you have butterfingers. That doesn't mean that you had a bad week of practice. Sometimes it just doesn't translate. Sometimes it just doesn't carry over. That happens, and I think it happened with this offensive line on Saturday. But to answer your question, I don't think we know. We don't know. We don't know until we see these guys play against ETSU, and even then, you're gonna have some questions because you're like, well, it's ETSU. Oh, you're supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to do that to ETSU, and then you're gonna come back around and play UTEP. That will be better than ETSU a little bit, but you're still not gonna know until you play the Gators and them gold tee dread wearing dudes that wear jorts and breath smell like
hanging
garbage.
Out with Tay-Bang during the week.
Hanging out with Tay-Bang and their breath smell like garbage truck juice breathing on you. That's when you know. That's when you know, okay, these are guys I can ride with.
And a bunch of them smell like they've been in county.
That too. That too. That too. That too.
Hey, what do you, going back, because I know you probably looked over the film over and over and over. I actually went back the other night and kept rolling it back like I was watching coach's film or something. What is your opinion on Chance Hall right now?
Man, it's tough because I didn't see him be dominant. I didn't see him be the same player that we thought he was going to be based on how he played early in his career. Is it that he's still hurt, or is it he just peaked as a freshman? I don't really know.
Or is he rusty coming back from his injuries?
I couldn't tell if he was a step slow or if he was just missing the assignment or what it was, but it was like he just seemed like he was out of place. You know, like the play would end and there'd be Chance not blocking anybody.
Yeah. I mean, for Chance to have the same struggles as a freshman or a newcomer is really disappointing. But you have to wonder, is it injury? Because I've played the game at 65%, and I've ran a curl route on the right side of the formation, which means I have to plant off my right foot to come back to the ball to create separation. And I remember my foot just not like giving out, and the DB was all over my back. It was an incomplete pass. Well, you can look at me and go, man, Swain can't get open. Well, no, I can't. Not when I'm 65% and the guy guard me is 100%, and I need my ankle to cut and it's not good. That's when, as a coach, you got to make a decision to take that guy out because he's going to get you beat. You know, you want to be a superhero, you want to play while hurt, but sometimes you could be a detriment to your team when you're playing not at 100%.
Oh, you know they weren't going to pull Hollywood out of it.
Who was Hollywood?
You. What Chris Lowe said.
Well, I mean, you gonna believe everything Chris Lowe says?
I mean,
yep.
all over the TV, all over radio stations across the state. You're Hollywood, baby.
Come on now. Who's on TV more, me or Chris Lowe?
You.
Chris Lowe.
You?
Chris Lowe's on TV way more than me.
I see you on TV more, honestly.
No, Chris Lowe.
Let's see. You're on Fine Bomb. You're on the locker room.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be on Midnight with Scott Van Pelt.
Anytime somebody needs a TV interview, there's plays. You Hollywood, baby.
Oh, man. Whatever, Boston.
Like Hollywood Hogan.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm not Hollywood. Never will be. Not going to happen, man. Not going to happen, Volstorm. Much love to you, man. Appreciate the phone call.
All right, man.
Happy birthday again. Hope you feel better.
I'm pretty sure his birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
If Volstorm said he was 85%, he's getting 1% better, he got 2 weeks of
he'll be ready by the Florida game.
Feeling like crap.
That's unfortunate.
It's probably best to be more than just 1% better. Yeah. If you're sick. 865-200-5503. B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. We on Facebook Live and YouTube. Something was up with Periscope today with the new upgraded software. So we got Facebook humming along really great. And we on YouTube. And the thing about YouTube is I have the YouTube pulled up here in our studio so I can see what you see. And if your internet, or if you're watching on your phone or you on the computer, if your internet is slow, if your computer is slow, then YouTube videos are not going to be as fast. Whereas inside of Facebook, it's faster, it's better inside of Facebook. You know, if Periscope was running, then it would be really good inside of Periscope because it's inside of that app. But with YouTube, the quality of your internet, your computer, whatever, the speed of YouTube is dependent on that. So we on our end, you know, like I got Comcast Business, okay, and I got like the highest you can get for internet. So we're pushing at 500 up, you know, download speed, and plus 35 on the upload speed. 500 down, 35 up, which is like is really, really fast. So the YouTube video is running smooth right here because it's tied to my internet. So just a little tidbit if you're viewing the show on YouTube rather than on Facebook or Periscope once we get that taken care of. So I hope that helps. 865-250-5503. We continue to bring you more platforms to consume the show, whether it's listening on the app or listening at 8:50 a.m. 100.9 FM Rocky Top Sports on the dial, or there at your desk or laptop at swainevent.com. You want to stream the show, or if you want to view the show, we just want to give you more ways to consume the show. So hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com.
Warranty good at participating dealers.
Better Mattress is having their biggest sale of the year. Shop the Labor Day sales event to get a free adjustable base with select mattress set purchases while supplies last. That's a $1,200 value. Save that cash for your tailgates. Since I started sleeping on my Better Mattress with an adjustable base, I have way less neck pain and back pain. It's life-changing. On an adjustable base, with the touch of a button, you can adjust your sleep position without disturbing your partner. It's awesome. A truly customized sleep experience is waiting for you at Better Mattress. Get a free adjustable base during the Better Mattress Labor Day sale. Plus, everyone who shops at Better Mattress during September has a chance to get their purchase refunded back to them in full. It's a deal you won't believe. Ask in store for details. You don't want to miss this. And even better all football season long, when our team wins, someone will get a free queen-size mattress. No purchase necessary. Visit Better Mattress to enter for your chance to win. The winner gets to choose from 3 different mattresses valued at $1,000, and you could get it for free. Go see my friends at Better Mattress during the Labor Day sales event for a handcrafted, made in the USA Better Mattress. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
Gentlemen, get back in the game. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over 40 may have low testosterone? Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. Do you know your numbers? Well, I know my numbers. Low T Center made it quick and easy. I walked in, I took a simple blood test, and I knew my result in about 20 minutes. Their service is even covered by most health insurance. So give them a call, 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388. Or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Eight 865-250-5503 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline, Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Chris Lowe and I will be partaking in best barbecue right here in Knoxville, top 100 barbecue restaurant.
Thanks for the invite.
You're more than welcome to come.
No, I wasn't invited, so I'm not coming.
I just invited you.
Out of pity.
I'm not. I don't feel pity for you. I invited you.
I don't know if I can make it that long.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you make a comment, you get invited, and now, I don't know if I can come now. So why you say anything?
To make you feel guilty.
I don't feel guilty. Trust me. I'm good because you know why? I will be having
the Bernie Mac skillet.
The Bernie Mac skillet.
Now describe to me what the Bernie Mac skillet is.
Ben, you ain't ready, man. Why do you even care? You can't come.
I didn't say I can't. I just said I don't know. I'm so hungry right now that I don't know if I can wait that long.
It's a generous portion of pimento mac and cheese in a skillet, and it's topped with brisket burnt-ends. Then it's garnished with a spicy barbecue wing sauce and green onions. On the side, you have a spoonful of chow chow.
Now, what is chow chow?
See, I knew you didn't know what chow chow was because you're young, man. You wet behind the ears. How can you know what?
When I think of chow chow, I think of like pet food.
You know what, Ben? I understand because you have traveled because you are an army son. So you have traveled. And so you may not have a strong understanding of what chow chow is all about. So I don't blame you there. But if you lived in the South for more than a year, more than 2 years, more than 3 years, and you don't know what chow chow is, something is wrong.
Now, I've lived, despite being an Army brat, I've lived in the South. See, the first thing when you Google chow chow, it's a bunch of dog food.
Oh, my Lord. Let me just tell you. This is what.
Maybe I spelled it.
This is
How you spell chow chow?
I mean, it's chow chow, man.
Well, that's why I've seen if I spelled it wrong.
There is the dog food chow chow, but the recipe for chow chow, okay, it is like a relish, okay. It's a very flavorful relish, and it adds great texture because it has some crunch in there because of the pickles and the onions and maybe sometimes with tomatoes you have chow chow. This chow chow Daddy and barbecue does not have tomatoes. It is green, so it has the pickles, and it is unbelievable. It adds texture to the dish. It's kind of like relish. Okay.
I'm looking at it here. I believe my mom fixes this.
Oh my goodness! So now you're dissing your mama too?
Yeah.
So your mama's been making it the whole time, and you don't even know what it is?
I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of it. I know it as that little sauce that goes next to the food.
Ben, let's go to the phone before you hurt yourself.
Okay, we've got the one and only Triple O.
Triple OG, Jamie. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, bro.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Good to talk to y'all.
Man, it's good to talk to you, man. I've been missing you, brother. I've been missing your phone calls.
Man, I've been missing y'all too, man. You know, it's just the work thing and still not, getting myself back to 100%, but I'm getting myself back, man. I'm about 85%.
Are you getting 1% better each day?
Man, just sometimes every other day, but just blessed to be alive, man. That's keeping it real.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing better, and all you have to do is slide in your boys' DMs if you need anything. All right.
Man, I know that, fam, but, sometimes it's like, I'll sit back and just watch you becoming a star.
No.
Hollywood.
Stop. Nope.
I mean, we might as well just play The Rock. You remember when The Rock turned heel and it had the Hollywood Rock logo? That's going to be you in about another year or so.
No, man. No. That's not me, man. I'll tell you my motivation, and my motivation has always been trying to be better than yesterday and trying to provide more value for our listeners and our fans, and try to grow each and every day. And
right.
That's the only thing I've been focused on. My focus is not to try to be on TV or to try to be, quote, hood famous or whatever. But if you work hard and you understand it ain't about you, I guess that stuff kind of comes with the territory, I guess.
right? I mean, that's other people just recognizing you being you. I mean, you know what what the number one OG is and was from the get-go when you first got on the radio. You can't be true to yourself. You can't be true to nobody else.
That's right. And I thought about you on Farm Bomb, Triple O. Vol Nation and Rob Neal, Lisa Neal, C. Tump in Athens, they will confirm this story because on Farm Bomb, Paul was talking about last year and how, me and him were one of the few people that was kind of calling a spade a spade. There were a lot of other people, especially in this market, that saw what was going on and was calling it. There were some other people in this market that just looked ridiculous. Just call a spade a spade. They looked silly, looking like puppets and really embarrassed themselves and lost a lot of credibility. But I made a comment, and I said, you can't shine a turd. I don't know if I can say that on ESPN or not, but I said it. Who cares? I didn't get in trouble. Don't want to say anything to me. But I said you can't shine a turd. Now I got off the bus and I said to the group, I really wanted to say you can't make chicken salad out of chicken crap. I really wanted to say that, Triple OG Jamie. I really wanted to say it, man, but I was afraid. I didn't know if I could say it right there in that moment. So I went with the you can't shine a turd. But I thought about you in that moment, Triple O. I want you to know that.
Man, I mean, trust me, man. I mean, you family dude. I know what you say. It's good as platinum to me. I mean, put it like this, man. From the very get go, from the beginning, I was sitting there like, it's been a little while since I talked to my homeboy. Time me to call my homeboys. I mean, it ain't like I ain't been wanting to call.
I know.
That's it, man. I'm getting myself back, and when I get myself back, man, we'll hang out. Man, like I said, man, we'll kick it, man. Trust me, if I need something, man, I'll holler at you for real.
Absolutely.
I got nothing but love for y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Triple O. What's on your mind today, my friend? Floor is yours.
Well, man, the only thing that's on my mind is, I mean, it's good to get away from, all the political things going on. I'm just glad that it's NFL football on tonight. And then for the next 5 months, I ain't got to worry about if you're a liberal, if you're conservative. I don't care. I'm like
the football team gonna be.
Exactly. I'm worried about if I'm gonna have a defense. If we can keep somebody under 28 points in Detroit, that's what I'm worried about. I'm sitting there like, we sitting there, we signed all these offensive players. It's like we got 53 spots. I mean, you could at least add 25 to defense. Instead, we carrying only 21 people on defense. I'm like, this ain't gonna be good. But I'm like, okay, it's a new coach. I'm like you. It's like we're all 0-0 till after the night. And then whatever happens, happens. But at least thank God for the next 5 months, I ain't got to worry about watching a whole bunch of political stuff. I can then just sit back, chill out, and enjoy the ball. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't care what side you're on, but just keep in mind, whether you liberal or you conservative, no matter what your race or your color is, we're all human. We're all equal. And as long as you respect somebody like you expect them to respect you, we'll be better. And it's time for this whole country, not just down here in the South, it's time for this whole country to finally realize we're all equal, and let's just ride together.
I agree 100% with you, Triple O. You do realize that my Bears are coming, right? You realize that?
I do realize that. That's why I'm worried on Thanksgiving. That's why you ain't hearing me talking no smack. I'm like, ooh, I saw the weekend. I'm sitting on I was already having a bad weekend.
We coming.
And that trade made me just say, man, I might be in the basement this year.
Yeah, we coming, Triple O. We just got the best pass rusher in the league, arguably, and that was a power move. That was like when the Texans drafted Mario Williams over Reggie Bush because they were going up against Peyton Manning. They need to get to that passer. Aaron Rodgers got paid a whole lot of money. Aaron Rodgers is one of the 2 best quarterbacks in the league. We got to get to him. You got to get to him. And so what a power move by the Bears bringing in Khalil Mack. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gruden. Thank you.
My fantasy football team thanks the Bears as well because the Bears are my defense in fantasy football this year.
Thank you. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll put like this. I'll tell you this much, but this is the one thing that I am happy about my team. As long as, this is the whole thing. Keep in mind that I'm going to tell you this. You realize that Matthew Stafford has been in the league for 9 years, and he only had 7 100-yard rushers in his whole career.
It's not good.
And so if you can imagine him with a running game, and think about it, we were 17 points last year with the worst running game in the league. How much more dangerous is that offense going to be if we can actually run the ball a little bit?
Need to run the ball, man. You're right. Got to take some pressure off Matthew Stafford, who I thought had an MVP caliber season last year. He really did.
I mean, he led the NFC in yards, was third in the whole league. And just think about it. With the worst rushing attack, man, pull like this. I'm glad that we're getting our division back to be one of the best divisions in all of football. And I'm just, like I said, man, I'm truly happy I could talk to y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day, for real.
Thank you, Triple O, man. Good to hear from you, buddy. Good to hear from you.
I love listening to Triple O. It's passion.
I can't talk trash Triple O.
You know how passionate you have to be a Lions fan?
I mean, I think if Triple OGJ became a fan of a different team, he would probably feel a lot better, to be honest.
Just don't become a fan of the Steelers.
He would.
Well, just think. For the past 10 years, Triple O has had to deal with Tennessee on Saturday and then turn around and deal with the Lions on Sunday.
Woo. Wow. That's tough. That's tough. I saw a poll out there from some media member saying which fan base has been tortured the most between Tennessee, Texas, Nebraska fans.
100% Tennessee.
I mean, it ain't even close.
It's not even close.
Like, it ain't even close. Tennessee fans are the most tortured fans in the country.
It's not even just football either.
Yeah.
I mean, think of what Tennessee fans have gone through with Bruce Pearl and then the whole Donnie Tyndall situation. It's everything. Baseball program stinks.
Well, I know how sometimes you have a section of fans who get mad at the other section of the fans because of their maybe negativity or their pessimistic views. But you can't say you don't understand. Like I get it. I'm not gonna be a fan police. No judgment from me. You're frustrated. You should be. I am. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated seeing what we're seeing, going through what we're going through. Because we know it's gonna take Pruitt a little time to build it. You got players on this football team that they ain't built for it. They ain't built for this level of football, mentally, emotionally, and it's frustrating. I told someone yesterday, I was like, man, I kind of feel bad for Pruitt a little bit. I know that he's getting a lot of money and he's a head coach at a place like Tennessee, but man, what a situation to walk into, because he's going to be compared to Kirby Smart, and there's no comparison. It's like night and day. Night and day. Situations that both guys inherited. 865-200-5503. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature. by injecting with stem cells in what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, I mean, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys in the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
All right, last stretch of today's show here in the Swain Event, 850 AM, 100.9 FM. Rocky Top Sports is the station. Let's go to the phones and get to our man Titans Bill. Titans Bill, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Titans Bill.
I would like to let these fans know that one game doesn't make a season, that even though we got our kingdom tore down last Saturday, that doesn't mean we have a bad football team, that I believe that we are going to be ready for ETSU, and we are going to tear their kingdom down. And another thing, if Butch Jones was still here, our chances of us tearing that mid-major school's kingdom down would be sort of be slim and none, because if you can recall, my good friend Jason, there's a couple of them schools that gave us a lot of trouble were them hole-in-the-wall schools, like, Ohio University or UMass or Appalachian State, which nearly upset Penn State last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So things is going to be different this coming Saturday, and I believe our boys will be ready for Bear, and they are going to win BIG.
What about the Titans?
Well, Vrabel is going to be facing the same type of dilemma that Pruitt is. What if Vrabel loses his first game and Miami tears their kingdom down. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I could just hear the call-in shows in the Music City right now wanting his head on a silver platter like the fans are here with Pruitt. I'd say to them fans, get a life.
You know,
I believe that Jeremy Pruitt is going to do a good job here. And when it comes to Butch Jones, thank God, and Greyhound, he's gone. And I believe that Philip Fulmer pulled a Ray Charles by saying, you got the right one, baby, uh-huh.
Classic. That's a classic moment here on the show, Titans Bill.
Yes, sir.
We love you, man. Thanks for the phone call.
Okay, buddy.
Huh. Where do we go from here? Titans Bill. Wow. You got the right one, baby. Uh-huh. Devin in Bama says, is my expectations too high to want us to hang 50-plus on ETSU and hold them under 20? And if we don't put up those numbers, is it fair to be disappointed or worried? Yes, it's fair. It's fair to be disappointed.
And no, those aren't too high expectations. The offense should score 50. It's ETSU. Simple. And honestly, I think your expectations for the defense aren't high enough. ETSU should not score more than 10 points.
They should not. So when you pay a university to beat them, I mean, that's what it is, right? Let's be honest.
100%.
You're paying them to take this L.
Jay even said it when he
did
in our interview with him.
You're paying them to beat them. So you've already paid them. It's not like, okay, since you only beat us by 7 points, we're going to change the cost. We're going to prorate. No. You're paying them a lump sum, whether you beat them by 1 or you beat them by 100. So you might as well beat them by 100. Get your money's worth. That's my point on it.
100%. And you look at Week 1 scores around the SEC. A&M beat Northwestern State 59-7. South Carolina beat Coastal Carolina 49-15. Georgia beat Austin Peay 45-0. Missouri beat Tennessee Martin 51-14. Arkansas put up 55 on Eastern Illinois. Mississippi State put up 63 against Stephen F. Austin. Florida put up 53 against Charleston Southern. That should be the type of score that we see on Saturday.
We have not mentioned Dan Mullen and his Felipe Franks moment there on the sideline while being up against Charleston Southern.
Do I need to play the For What jingle?
What is Dan Mullen doing?
Being creepy.
Dude,
is what he's doing.
He's so corny.
He's Butch Jones 2.0 in the cornball spectrum.
He is. Oh, he is, no doubt. Like, Felipe Franks wanted no part of Dan Mullen.
None.
What are you doing, Coach? Get out of my face, man.
Dan Mullen looked like the sixth-year fraternity brother at the bar on the Strip trying to talk to a freshman.
Trying to fit in.
Just trying to, hey, you want to dance with me? Why, he gave a little jig, and she was like, no. Turned around and started talking to her other friends.
Trying to fit in, man.
And I'll give Dan Mullen credit. Felipe Franks looked good, and I know it's against Charleston Southern, but he didn't even look good against the Charleston Southern-type schools last year.
Well, you got to understand something. That culture was a mess down there, too.
Exactly.
So they had culture problems. They had guys that, I mean, you look at Del Rio's Periscope video trashing McElwain for how he was treating players. They had weight room accountability issues, too. Guys not working out when they should. So they had some of that, too. And so it's a new culture. Is it completely done? Is it set? No. They're building it just like Tennessee's building it, just like Moorhead is building it. Every time you have a new coach, you got to spend time to build a culture the way you want it to be built. And that's why for Pruitt and Helton, who are the offensive defense coordinator, when you have a system that's in place, when I came in as a true freshman, it was an established offense by Coach Sanders. That offense was from 98, 99 when Coach Cutt left to go to Ole Miss and Randy took over. So that system was in place for 5 years before I got there. So guess what happens? You have older players teaching younger players about the system. And then the younger players become older players. And so guess what they're doing when the freshmen come in? They are sitting down telling you about this route, this rep, this particular assignment inside of this offense. Tony Brown at one point was a freshman. Tony Brown was set down at one point by the veteran wide receivers, the Bobby Grahams, the Dante Stallworths. He was a youngster with those guys. And then in 2003 and 4, Tony Brown was a junior and senior. So what did he do when Meacham and I came in and Brett Smith? He became a mentor to us, and he tutored us. Guess what we did when we got younger receivers? We did that to them. And so that happens all across the team on both sides of the football. Take this team. Every player is that freshman. Now, every player is trying to learn the system and feel comfortable inside of it. The only way that the entire team can have someone kind of putting their arm around them to tell them, okay, this is how you perform in this system would be someone who played at Alabama. Someone who played under Jeremy Pruitt for the last 2 or 3 years can come in and kind of help these defensive players understand. Or someone who played in Tyson Helton's offense for the last couple of years. But that's hard to do because he wasn't a coordinator that made all the calls all the time. So that's what we kind of, I won't say fighting it up against, but that's what's going on. So you have a better understanding. The whole entire team is trying to feel comfortable inside of the system. Where in 2016, Butch Jones had already had a 13 season, a 14 season, a 15 season. So those 3 years where those younger players had felt comfortable in that system Butch Jones was running, whenever a freshman played in 2016, it was a Barnett or a Josh Dobbs or a Jalen Reeves-Maben or Rashawn Golden said, hey, man, put your arm around them. Hey, man, this is what we do because I have a understanding of exactly what we're doing. But our older players can't do that. They can put an arm around a younger player on how to handle time management as a student athlete or how to work hard in the weight room, but they can't offer any type of, help or advice the same way as a guy would if he was inside the same system for three years. So that's what you're fighting against, per se. What does the coaching staff have to do to battle that? Well, that means you have to simplify some things. And instead of putting so much weight on a guy knowing 50,000 checks and 50,000 responsibilities, you give him less responsibilities. So that way his mind doesn't twist up his feet. So that way he's not thinking so much. Now he's reacting. Now instead of a guy like Schamberger who didn't play that much in the first game, now you say, you know what? Yeah, Balin probably looked good. He probably was doing everything right in practice, and yes sir, no sir, and that's what we want as we build this culture. But man, Schamberger probably would have done a better job than Balin.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's just play Schamberger. Let's just play him here. Or any position. I'll just use that as an example because Balin had a tough day. But that's kind of what we're up against, and that's what's going on. Doesn't mean you can't win because at the end of the day, you still got better athletes than ETSU and UTEP, and your athletes are on par with some of the other SEC teams. Some. I use the word some. Not all. Some. And you never know when a team is inspired and they believe in each other and they're tired of being ridiculed. When they work together, they can beat a team they're not supposed to beat. That still is on the table. Still can happen. All right, Natty05 says, chow chow on my scrambled eggs right now. I'm with you. Yes, sir. I've had that. It's awesome. It's kind of like putting it's kind of like putting salsa on a southwestern omelet or something.
Is chow chow spicy?
It can be if you put jalapenos in there.
Because I don't do spicy food.
It can be. Chow chow, man, you can make it however you want to. You can put you can make it sweet. You can make it sweet and spicy. You can do so many things with it, man. It's very versatile. So, hey, you got to get some chow chow. You got to get the Dead End Barbecue today and have the Burning Mac skillet with the spoonful of chow chow. It is amazing.
I might go and sit in the corner by myself.
Oh, golly. Stop. You acting like Cam Newton over there. And like Cam, man. I'll invite you, man. I already invited you. You said you couldn't do it.
You gave me a pity invite.
I don't pity you, man. Actually, I took you to Dead End last week for lunch.
You did?
Yeah, so take that. Vol in Birmingham said
you could.
Which show did I turn into? Where does Swain want hot sauce at? Well,
what had happened was,
Ben had Bill Simmons on for what today? Because Bill Simmons said that if the Raiders make the playoffs, that he would eat a testicle. And I said, these guys who make these bets to try to hide what they really want to do is hilarious. Like Randy Sanders was like, man, we beat Tennessee. I'm gonna streak. Well, I think Coach Sanders just really wants to streak. Like me and Chris, we bet that whoever wins, the person has to take the other person to Dead End Barbecue. I didn't really need a bet to go enjoy Dead End Barbecue. I just used the bet as an excuse to go. Well, I think Bill Simmons just wants to eat testicles. And he's using the bet about the Raiders as an excuse. Like he really wants to. And all I said was, just go do it, man. Just go do it. Go put hot sauce on your testicles and eat them. Just go ahead. So, yeah, that's a real thing, folks. It's a show called Bizarre Foods on Food Network where a guy, I don't know if it's still airing, but he goes around the country, goes around the world eating like strange things like spiders and donkey testicles and, you know.
Andrew Zimmern?
Whale eyeballs and stuff like that. Just crazy, man. Just crazy stuff. Just crazy. Just go do it, Bill. Don't use the Raiders as an excuse.
Looks like that show is still going.
Just nasty, man. Just nasty. Just nasty. Let's see here. We got a ETSU fan. And let me go back. Oh, here it goes. Dan Robb says, I'm in the Tri-Cities. Glad to hear Jay on the show. I love listening to ETSU football when the Vols are not on. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Tony and Charlotte, you read this earlier, but Tony said, where's Charlie? Is that dude on paternity leave or something? Yeah, he's going to have to do some splaining when he gets here next week.
Noticed how he waited till that Friday he was leaving to drop the news, too, on the show. Right as we were out the door.
Oh, yeah, news dump.
At 9:57.
All right, guys, it's Friday. Thanks for listening. This is our time for the day. Charlie's like,
Oh.
Hey, guys, I'm going to be in Hawaii for 2 weeks. Have a good day. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. You're going to be gone for 2 weeks? Start of the season? Okay. Okay, man. If that's what you want to do, my friend. Marsh 22 says, chow chow and my soup beans. Oh, yes. See, chow chow is very versatile, man. You can go chow chow on like hot dog, and eggs, or, I mean, whatever, man. You can go chow chow.
You said it tastes like relish?
I mean, it's basically like relish.
I'm a big relish fan, so I imagine I like chow chow.
Yeah, you would. You would love it. My goodness. Brandon Kennedy out. Torn ACL. New players. It's time for these guys to step up. Another opportunity for them to step up, fill in. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it doesn't hurt, that it can't be a problem in the future, but there's no guarantee that it will be. No guarantee. Ron Johnson step in, play well. Jerome Carver, slide in the guard, do your thing. It's the reason why you were recruited to play here, man. It's an event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope you have a great Thursday. Peace and love. We are out.